Hi all. I wanted to say thank you. I really wasn't expecting the response I got from my first video. I've gotten a lot of private messages and things like that, and a lot of positive feedback, so thank you all. I was so scared I was going to upset somebody. A lot of the questions I've got have been asking, like, what's our background and things like that. A lot of people are also asking advice on therapy. So I'm going to try to touch on all of that real quick. It's just easier for me to do it this way than it is to type out a big long response, because I don't know about you, but I hate logging onto Facebook and seeing a mini novel. First things first, my name's Kara. I'm 38 years old. I have 2 children. I'm a single mom. I have a 7-year-old little boy and a 5-year-old little girl. My son is diagnosed with ADHD. He also has a severe anxiety disorder, and he's gifted. He's amazing. My daughter is a girl. She is every gray hair on my head, but I absolutely adore her, and they are both the light of my life. I myself was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder when I was 19. So I've been in therapy off and on the majority of my life now. I have gone through periods where I've been medicated and not medicated. That is a personal choice that people need to make, and that is your own individual path that you have to follow. I just pray that you have a good team with you. I have switched doctors. I have had doctors that have pushed medications on me, and I'm hesitant to take medications. It makes me nervous, any medical professional that just like shoves pills at you, because there's no magic pill. So I'm a really big advocate for therapy. Both my children are in therapy. My daughter does play therapy. My son has a mobile therapist. My son is also medicated. We started medicating him about 2 years ago. And it was a really hard choice to make. It was a really hard decision. But, his psychiatrist, we are so blessed to have her. I went into her office crying with like a whole list of concerns I had about medicating him and things like that. And she put it best and said, any medication that you take that changes your child isn't the right medication for your child. Because I was so afraid that he was going to lose those little quirks that make him my son. And she's there. I mean, if she's not there, her nurse is there. I can call them anytime with any question, with any concern, and they're very quick to get back to me and give me their feedback and try new things. And I don't know about you guys, but having an anxiety disorder, one of the things it does to me is when something is triggering me or when my anxiety is really high, I'll avoid. I will not talk to people. I'll avoid conflict. I will seclude myself. I'll avoid phone calls. I'll avoid confrontation. I'll avoid doctor's appointments, like just anything. And especially with my son, I used to work in schools and things like that. I've worked with a lot of children with special needs. I was terrified that they were going to tell me it was my fault, which part of it is. Part of what's going on with my son, or part of what got me to, take him to have the evaluation, was a lot of it was learned behavior, which totally my fault. But I was so afraid that they were going to be like, you've completely screwed this kid up. Like, we're going to take him from you. Like, you're obviously not fit to be a mother. That's the anxiety in me talking. And praise God, it's never happened. My son's psychiatrist has laughed with me. She gives the impression that she loves my son almost as much as I do. And she genuinely wants to help. I pray each and every one of you can have that kind of relationship with your doctor, because that has given me a huge peace of mind. My son's MT is the same way. She is amazing. Like, she is out of this world fantastic. I can message her at any hour. I can come to her with any concern. She is wonderful because I won't punish when I'm angry. So like if my son does something, and because I have anxiety, I always worry that I'm being fair, that like I'm being appropriate in my response, because anxiety can trigger, it can manifest as anger and frustration and things like that. So I'm always afraid of like flipping out on my son and it not being justified. So I try very hard not to discipline when I'm angry. So she's wonderful for days like that, because I will message her and I'll be like, listen, this and this happened and I don't want to flip out on him, but like, I know there needs to be a consequence. Like, is this an appropriate consequence? Because you can't ground them for 2 months. And the one thing I learned in therapy is you don't threaten what you can't follow through. My mom used to do that all the time. It never worked, because then your kids don't believe you. So you can't be like, I'm going to ground you for 2 months. One, that's not realistic. And two, like, it's not going to happen. And you can't do it. It's not appropriate. But at the same point in time, like, you just beat up your sister. I can't let you sit in the corner for 5 minutes and think it's going to have an impact. Like, so she's wonderful on those days. We are very lucky in that we have an awesome support team, and the school is supportive and everything. It hasn't always been this easy. And that's why I made the first video. That's why I'm making the second video. I just want to help. When you start on any journey with your child and you suspect that your child has a special need, or even if your child is just struggling and you're struggling with them, it is so hard and so scary as a parent. And there's a lot of self-blame that goes along with that. And there's a lot of irrational fears. And there's a lot of, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. If I can help in any of that, I will. I'm guessing that's why you all joined the support group too. You were looking for just people to help, people who've been there. If I can help one person, if I can let one person know that they're not alone in this, or that they've got this, I feel like I've done my bit to make this world a better place. And honestly, the world is so dark and scary these days that that's all I want to do. I just want to put a little bit of sunshine out there for other people. I joined the group because honestly, I was hearing a lot of things about CBD oil and I wanted personal testimonials. I was so sick and tired of people trying to sell it to me. And I got so irritated because I would be like, oh, well, you want to sell this to me? Great, give me testimonials. And testimonials were always from someone named Susan that lived 900 miles away. I have no clue who Susan is. I have no clue who Susan's kid is. I can't ask her questions. Like, stop giving me that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted real people, real results, real consequence or whatever. We have started implementing CBD oil. My son actually does the gummies. He gets half a gummy every night before bed. Like a lot of you, my son struggles with not going to sleep, but staying asleep. I've never had a problem getting him to go to sleep. We have a very good bedtime routine and always have. It's the getting him to stay in bed. The CBD oil has helped. He doesn't get up as much. And if he does, it's to go to the bathroom and go back to sleep. Thank God. Knock on wood, it stays that way. He's also medicated, not with CBD, but with something else during the day at school, and he's doing great. A lot of it's trial and error, and you should never do anything without talking to your child's psychiatrist first. And notice I said psychiatrist, not pediatrician, psychiatrist. Because they're really going to be the ones that are going to help you figure out what's best and what the possible side effects are and things like that. A lot of you are talking about therapy for yourself. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for therapy, even if you do it outpatient, whatever. My therapist, I love her. It's like she's my best friend, but there's no judgment there. Like, she doesn't side with me. My best friend lives in Erie, and like, I'll call her and I'll be like, this and this happened, and she knows me. She knows my life story. So if I'm upset, she's upset for me. Like, when my ex and I went through our whole thing, and like, I would call her and I would vent, she hated him. Like, she supported me 100% and was like, oh, it's all his fault. My therapist is awesome in that she doesn't do that. She doesn't take sides. She's there to listen to my feelings and validate those that's correct, and then help me process the ones that are irrational or being triggered by my anxiety. I love her. She is part of my foundation in feeling sane, because I don't know about any of you, but there are days when my anxiety is so bad that I'm like, am I losing touch with reality? And she's awesome at grounding me. So yes, I would strongly recommend that you all seek therapy. Therapy can never hurt. It can only help. And I guess that's it. If I can help in any way, I will. Even if it's just to tell you, you got this. You're not alone in this. You'll get there too. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a long road and it's a hard road, but it's so worth it. You are blessed. Your child will amaze you in so many ways. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.